Good afternoon, and thank you for joining the Wakelin Realty team again as we talk to you live from the downtown Fort Myers River District. We're really excited because Barbara has joined us again today. Barbara is with One-Allure, and which are the luxury high-rise towers that are going up here in downtown Fort Myers. But one of the things that's interesting thing going on down here in Fort Myers are these beautiful statues. We featured one several weeks ago, and we're going to feature three today. And the reason why we wanted to do this is because Barbara actually personally met the artist and the sculptor. His name is Eduardo Carmona.
Eduardo Carmona.
And he's from Cartagena, Colombia. Yeah, her accent's much better than mine.
Just roll off
It rolls off her tongue, not so much me. But anyway, the artist did, how many statues are in Fort Myers?
There's 28 statues in Fort Myers, and there's 16 around the basin. And we did one in front of the sales center a couple of weeks ago. We talked about the one in front there. But let's get started with this one here, Barb.
You know, it's interesting, and I don't know if we mentioned it in our last live video, but this was called Al Filo, which he used to. He says that a lot of people get statues, but the lay people never get statues. Well, this is a very special one because this is in the old times. People used to sharpen their knives for cooking. The technology wasn't there, and the scissors.
Exactly.
And they used to bring them to Al Filo. The kids used to love to see that. And at the same time, as you can see, he would sometimes play music, and he just loved that because in Cartagena this was very popular. So here is Al Filo, and just imagine doing this structure. Look at the eyes, and that's the most difficult part of doing these structures, is that eye, that expression. And you can see that expression, how he's focusing on that knife or scissor that he's actually trying to sharpen. So that's one of the beautiful structures that you can see here, or the sculptures, monumental sculptures you can see here in the River District. But we can move down to the next one.
Down to the next one.
And as Barbara said, he did all these sculptures based on lay people that he saw around the town. So it's really interesting because he kind of captured the spirit and the people of the town where he grew up, and you really kind of get the sense of what life was like for people back then in those days.
And this was very dear to his heart because this is actually his father. And this one is called Sintonia. This is an old-time radio.
Okay.
And his father was a very well-known mathematician. He was a professor in a university. And people used to say, there was no Google back then.
Right.
There was, a lot of people couldn't get to the newspaper or couldn't afford a dime to buy the newspaper. But his father used to listen to the radio. And everyone used to come to him and hear and ask him, hey, Mr. Carmona, what happened? What's the news? So he used to kind of be like the ambassador of the city, the news ambassador. And you can see him with his glasses and how he's focusing and how he's looking at the radio.
And I think he's got a book on his lap.
He has a book on his lap. He used to be a reader. But this is how he used to, Edgardo didn't understand, but this is how he used to listen. Just shaped up to the corner. And he used to just listen there. And he used to say, I don't know why Dad doesn't lay back and just listen. No, this is how focused and attention.
Right.
Because remember, he was the voice of the news. So he had to make sure he got it right. Exactly. Maybe I think he was maybe a little bit hard of hearing at this point.
Right. Because maybe. He's leaning forward.
He's leaning forward. We didn't have any earphones back then.
Right.
So you can tell he's really concentrating, very focused on what he's hearing, and so that he can share it with his neighbors.
And we're going here to the next one. This is really a cute story. It's really a childhood story. You can find it online. It's called Simon el Bobo. Mm-hmm. But translated into English doesn't sound that sweet. But it's really like Simon the dum-dum.
Okay.
But it's, the persistence. Because they used to always say that they used to see Simon fishing. And he wouldn't catch any fish. And as the story goes older, his persistency turned into a fish. He caught a fish. So the idea is here about being persistent. So this is a young boy who then turns into an older boy, and the persistency of him, even the naysayers of him going out day by day, going out fishing until he fishes
And he finally catches something.
And he finally catches
which
something.
is so sweet. And you can tell the look of joy in his face. I think the artist really captured the excitement that he feels
Yes.
in catching that fish.
And
which
he's
is
looking,
awesome.
and look at the eyes again.
On the fish, but also he's got one shoe off and one shoe
Uh-huh.
on, which is amazing.
Yeah, the
But-
details in these sculptures are really, if you just take some time and really absorb them, it's amazing. He did such a great job. They really add a lot of life and character to the city.
And it's not the easiest thing to work with, metal, and sculpt all of this out of metal. I mean, when you think about marble, that's hard too, but this is absolutely as difficult, if not maybe a little bit more difficult.
And it's funny because I saw him working on some pieces of the hair, and you actually have to put heat on them so the heat it softens it, and then he gets a hammer and he hammers these things into
wow.
place.
Wow.
So if your audience wants to see that video of Edgardo working on one of the structures, just let me know or share it here that you'd like to see that, and I'd be more than happy to put it on your on your
that's a great
feed.
idea.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
a great idea. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So again, we're the Wakelin Realty team. My name's Nicola, and my number is 239-451-9351. We have a website, viewsouthwestfloridaproperties.com, which is a great place if you're looking for some homes in Southwest Florida to start your search. I have my partner Ray.
And I'm Ray, and you can reach me at 239-398-0028. And we just can't thank all of you enough for looking at our website and Facebook and seeing what we're talking about. We're so grateful for you, and we will see you next week.
One more last thing. I just wanted to say, next week on Friday or Monday night at 4 o'clock or Monday late afternoon, we're going to be having happy hour, and we hope that you will join us for happy hour next Monday at 4 o'clock. Pour yourself a drink and tune in, and you'll see us here at Fireside. So,
Or send us what you wish we could have.
Right.
Maybe a Moscow Mule or something
something-
different,
Right.
and we'll have it there with you.
Right.
that sounds like a good idea. So thanks again for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye.